Hi, I'm Jeff Bailey. Thank you very much for joining me here for Avita Yoga and A Course in Miracles, where we bring the beautiful practice of yoga for the mind. Ultimately, yoga is for the mind first and the body second, and it works miraculously when we do our yoga in that priority, in that order. And you may have noticed in the previous lesson, number 123, it was the last one that Lisa and I were able to do together. Lisa and I are in communication on the phone, but we're in two different parts of the country. And while we tried doing the Zoom, it didn't work that well for us. So I'm going to be continuing on with Lisa in my heart and you in my heart, never alone, with the practice. And who knows, maybe when I'm back in Boulder, I've got a lot more lessons to get through. Maybe when I'm back in Boulder, Lisa and I will connect for a few more classes together. That would be fun. So, lesson number 124, I would encourage you to lean back against the wall in the Sukhasana shape. It looks like this. You know it well by now. But lean back against the wall with your tailbone a little bit away from the wall, maybe a hand width away. We'll put the left leg in front of the right shin parallel to the end of the mat. And we don't care. The shape could look like this. The knees could be up high. They could be any distance from the floor. Are we here to perfect the shape? No. We're here to let the shape shine a little light on the restriction. The same way with our Course in Miracles practice, we use the lessons to shine a little light on the obstacles to peace. See the similarity? That's what makes Avita Yoga just fall into alignment with the Course principles. We don't seek mobility. We seek, find, and remove the barriers to mobility. It's a huge difference. And most of the fitness paradigm world, most of the yoga world, they're pushing for enhancement of the shape under the idea that pushing for enhancement of the shape is like pushing your profession or pushing yourself for more money. We push for more of this. And it's like chasing the proverbial pot of gold under the rainbow, which does not exist. We chase, we chase, we chase, and we never find. That whole concept of seek and do not find is in the Course. You can just search those words and you'll find some beautiful language around that. So we use the shapes to reveal the limitation, and then we spend time with it. We hold the limitations, whether in body or in mind. We hold them up to the light, the healing light of our awareness that we share with the Christ mind, healed and whole. And then you may put your hands on your knees and slowly, slowly curve. You just let the whole spine curve. So I'm using the hands, slowly melting forward, forehead toward the floor. Okay, we're revealing hip restriction. We're revealing any restriction or limitation, even stiffness in the low back. We're revealing it. Who cares what the shape looks like? Close your eyes, spend some time with it. You'll know when the time is right. You come up out of the shape, switch the cross of your legs, do the other side, and then finish with your legs up on the wall. So it might be 2.5 minutes coming off the wall, curving, another 2.5 minutes with the legs crossed in the other direction, and then gently release yourself and put your legs up on the wall, support your head with the bolster, and I am going to read the lesson to you and share some words. Lesson 124. Let me remember I am one with God. Today, we will again give thanks for our identity in God. That's a sentence that points to our completeness. What more do we need than that? Our home is safe. Protection is guaranteed in all we do. power and strength available to us in all our undertakings. We can fail in nothing. See, and that's the idea that we take into our Avita Yoga shapes. We can fail at nothing. You might say the only time when we fail is when we want to fail, and we fail by pushing ourselves under the belief that we are authoring our own script. I fail, quote unquote, the moment I decide that I am not one with God. And then who's in charge? Me. And I can we could write a long book on all the times that Jeff Bailey was in charge, and it didn't look so pretty. All right. And so when we give it up and we give it over, uh, that's the miracle. And then miraculous. When we give it up and we give it over, miracles flow and they pour into our lives and through our hearts. Sentence 4, everything we touch takes on a shining light that blesses and heals. At one with God and with the universe, we go our way rejoicing with the thought that God Himself goes everywhere with us. Yeah, if we are love, if we are an expression of God's love, and God's love is all there is, then ultimately everywhere is heaven. While we seem to go through this world in time and space, we rejoice knowing that God Himself goes everywhere with us. Yeah, reminds me of the helpfulness prayer at the very beginning of the book. I do not need to worry about what to say or what to do. And I know that God will go with me everywhere I go, giving me the guidance. That's a little bit of a paraphrase. Okay, paragraph 2. How holy are our minds? Yea, and everything we see reflects the holiness within the mind at one with God and with itself. How easily do errors disappear and death give place to everlasting life. Our shining footprints point the way to truth, for God is our companion as we walk the world a little while. And those who come to follow us will recognize the way because the light we carry stays behind, yet still remains with us as we walk on. That's beautiful. The light we carry stays behind and yet remains with us as we walk on. And that's this idea. I love the idea of holding the light out front. If you go into a cave or you go into a dark place, you don't, we use our phones now to light up. You don't turn the flashlight on your phone and point it behind you. You hold it out front. And that's the beauty, the Christ light shining and lighting our way in all we do. We recognize it's but a choice to turn it on and hold it out front. Okay, be sure that you change the cross of your legs and you're taking care of both hips. You're taking care of curving your spine. Just welcome the limitations. And when you're finished, put your legs up. I'll read on a little more here. Paragraph 3. What we receive is our eternal gift to those who follow after and to those who went before or stayed with us a while. How does that happen? Well, it's because time is a trick. It's an illusion. And God who loves us with the equal love in which we were created, smiles on us and offers us the happiness we gave. Today we will not doubt His love for us, nor question His protection and His care. No meaningless anxieties can come between our faith and our awareness of His presence. We are one with Him today in recognition and remembrance. We feel Him in our hearts. Our minds contain His thoughts. Our eyes behold His loveliness in all we look upon. Today we see only the loving and the lovable. What a positive, heartwarming lesson. I woke up this morning with the idea that there is no cause for fear. Okay, if the ego mind that miscreated the idea of fear and separation and limitation does not really exist, if the ego doesn't really exist, then there is no cause for a fearful thought. I'm making it up. This is Jeff Bailey in charge. I'm making up this idea of fear. Then I project my fear out into the world, and a fearful world is what I see. And I'm making it all up. This is how dreams and illusions are made. Okay, God creates. God doesn't make, we make. We invent. We're very inventive, but invention is not a creation. God is creative, ultimately, and we are creations of God's love. And that's the only thing that exists. Love is, period. That's what this lesson is aiming to do for us today. Let me remember I am a creation of God. And because my fear thoughts have no cause whatsoever, I want to join with the one cause, capital C, and let that cause of pure love come through me. Paragraph 5. We see it in appearances of pain, and pain gives way to peace. We see it in the frantic, and the sad, and the distressed, the lonely and afraid, who are restored to tranquility and peace of mind in which they were created. And we see it in the dying and the dead as well, restoring them to life. All this we see because we saw it first within ourselves. No miracle can ever be denied to those who know that they are one with God. Okay, this is Mother Teresa. This is Jesus. This is Gandhi. This is the great saints, not seeking worldly wealth, but in the trenches, seeing the love and the light in the frantic, seeing the joyful in the sad. And it's not like we're cheerleaders. Um, it's not like we are pushing a positive attitude. That's it. We're not pushing a positive attitude onto somebody. That won't work either. God's love is is not just a positive attitude. God's love is God. It's joyful, and so we want to meet ourselves where we are. The same way we meet the restriction, we meet the limitation, we meet our anxiety, we meet our sadness where it is. The same way, just as Jesus would meet us there. And then we're with it, and we say, wait a minute, this is not God's love. So this is the ultimate prayer. Help is the ultimate prayer. It's a single word, and we just give it up. And then, just like Mother Teresa, it's a beautiful example of just being with the frantic, being with the sad, being with the distressed and the lonely and afraid, and helping to restore the tranquility that goes way beyond the physical form. Paragraph 6, no thought of theirs but has the power to heal all forms of suffering in anyone, in times gone by and in times yet to come, as easily as in the ones who walk beside them now. Their thoughts are timeless and apart from distance as apart from time. Hey, so we're holding the light for ourselves and for those around us and those we're with constantly. We join in this awareness as we say that we are one with God. This is our yoga. Yoga joins. Can you see the unity in this? For in these words we say as well that we are saved and healed, that we can save and heal accordingly. We have accepted, and we now would give. And our giving is witness to the fact that we have accepted. That's how that works. That's what makes giving and receiving the same. For we would keep the gifts our Father gave. Today we would experience ourselves at one with Him so that the world may share our recognition of reality. In our experience, the world is free. See, in this loving experience, the world is freed. It's healed. As we deny our separation from our Father, it is healed along with us. Paragraph 8. Peace be to you today. Secure your peace by practicing awareness. You are one with your Creator, as He is one with you. Sometime today, whenever it seems best, devote a half an hour to the thought that you are one with God. We're approaching 30 minutes right now. This is our first attempt at an extended period for which we give no rules nor special words to guide your meditation. We will trust God's voice to speak, and He sees fit as He sees fit today. Certain He will not fail. Okay. Okay. Certain God will not fail because God cannot fail. Abide with Him this half an hour. He will do the rest. This is why ultimately all we want to do is just follow God's will, which will lead us to perfect happiness. The Course tells us multiple times that's the goal. To merge with God's will, which God's will for us is what? Perfect happiness. Perfect happiness comes from perfect peace. Number 9, your benefit will not be less if you believe that nothing happens. We cannot fail. I'll read it again. Your benefit will not be less if you believe that nothing happens. See, we do the work. We trust it. Even if we don't believe anything is happening, it is. It's still working. I love that. You may not be ready to accept the gain today, yet sometime, somewhere, it will come to you. Nor will you fail to recognize it when it dawns with certainty upon your mind. This half an hour will be framed in gold, with every minute like a diamond set around the mirror that this experience will offer you, and you will see Christ's face upon it in reflection of your own. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. It's so beautiful. We just got to do what it says. We just have to trust. Perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will see your own transfiguration in the glass. This holy half an hour will hold out to you to look upon yourself. You know, the Bible talks about that we see through a darkened lens. And more than likely, this idea of a crystal clear glass is in reference to that. We see our transfiguration in the glass. This holy half an hour will hold out to you to look upon yourself. And when you are ready, you will find it there within your mind and waiting to be found. That's it. This light, this love, this perfection within is waiting to be found. It's there. We just have to, it's like gold, right? Just got through telling us this is golden. And so we want to mine. That's what the salvation process is. When we salvage a treasure chest from the bottom of the ocean, we have to, or we dig a treasure chest out of the ground, right? We're salvaging it. We're bringing the valuable up. And there's a healed, golden, perfect part of us hidden in the mind, and we have to salvage it. When you are ready, you will find it there within your mind and waiting to be found. You will remember then the thought to which you gave this half an hour, thankfully aware no time was ever better spent. Paragraph 11. Perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will look into this glass and understand the sinless light you see belongs to you. The loveliness you look on is your own. Count this half hour as your gift to God in certainty that His return will be a sense of love you cannot understand. It's a sense of love we cannot understand, a joy too deep for you to comprehend, a sight too holy for the body's eyes to see. Yeah, it goes way beyond what the body's eyes see. And yet you can be sure someday, perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will understand and comprehend and see. And further jewels to the golden frame that holds the mirror offered you today by hourly repeating to yourself, let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Maybe sitting up right now, leaning against the wall, whatever shape or position you happen to be in, it's okay. Literally or figuratively, bring your hands to your heart. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Yeah, all joined as one. Namaste.